On this chilly day, let's make some caldito de res.
This recipe is so comforting on a chilly day, but being a Latina mom, we like to make it year-round, even when it's 110 degrees outside. To prepare mine, I start by cutting chuck roast into small bite-sized pieces, then generously season with salt and pepper. In a large stock pot, heat up 3 to 4 tablespoons of your preferred oil or manteca to add more flavor to the dish. Now, depending on the size of your pot, you may have to sear the meat in batches. I'm going to use one pot for the entire cooking process to take advantage of all those delicious flavors that are going to render from the meat. This recipe can also be prepared by boiling the meat. Searing the meat adds more flavor to the caldo. And while the meat is cooking, season 2 beef shanks with salt and pepper. Once the meat has a nice sear on both sides, it's not going to be completely cooked, but at this point, we're going to remove it from the pot. And then I'm going to add in the beef shanks. And sear until it has a nice golden brown on both sides. To take advantage of all those delicious flavors rendered from the meat, I'm going to use the same pot to saute the onion, garlic, and tomatoes. Cook these ingredients over medium heat for about 8 to 10 minutes, or until the tomatoes reach a pasty texture. Once it reaches this point, add 8 to 12 cups of beef broth or water. The amount you use can vary depending on the size of your pot. When adding the beef broth or water, keep in mind that we're going to boil the meat for about 2 hours. And we're also going to add in the vegetables at the end. So you want to make sure there's plenty of broth. If you're using plain water, you can add flavoring to the caldo by adding beef bouillon or salt and pepper to your taste. Once the broth is close to boiling point, add in the beef shanks and the rest of the meat. Now I'm just going to give this a light mix. Bring all these ingredients to a boil. Turn down the burner to low, and before covering it, add 2 bay leaves. Cover and cook for 2 to 2.5 hours on low heat. Whenever my mom prepared caldo, she always included a generous spoonful of rice to make the dish heartier. This ensured that there was always enough to serve our large family of 8. Now that I'm carrying on this tradition and making caldo for my family, I follow in her footsteps, adding that same touch of rice to create a satisfying meal that brings us together at the dinner table. When preparing any type of caldo, this is my go-to recipe for rice because it's quick and easy to prepare. The meat has been cooking for about 2.5 hours. Now this may seem like a long time, but the cooking process is very important. You want your meat to be nice and tender and falls apart easily, so it's more enjoyable to eat. Because there's nothing worse than eating caldo when the meat is so tough that it's hard to eat. Now that the meat is tender, I'm going to add 1 cabbage cut into fourths. These pieces may seem a little large, but as it cooks, it's going to wither down quite a bit. At this point, I'm also going to add the rest of the veggies, except for the zucchini. That one we're going to leave for last because it takes less time to cook. My husband loves his caldo with garbanzo beans, so I added 1 can of garbanzo beans, along with a handful of cilantro, 3 ears of corn cut in half, 3 large carrots, and 2 russet potatoes. I like to cut my veggies into small pieces because it makes the caldo more enjoyable to eat. You can also add any other veggies of your choice or replace some of the ones I used with some of your favorite veggies. Cover and cook for 12 to 15 minutes over low-medium heat.
Y por último le agregamos la calabacita.
Once you add in the zucchini, cook for an additional 10 minutes over medium heat, or until the zucchini reaches your desired tenderness. Serve this delicious caldo with a spoonful of the rice, or without. However you choose to enjoy this delicious dish, I'm sure you're gonna love it. Drizzle with lime juice to enhance the flavor of the caldo, and serve with warm con tortillas y salsa de molcajete. And let's see what my husband thinks of the caldo.
Para mi tortillita. It smells good. Here we go. Dip my tortilla. Good. It's delicious. Honest opinion. Not faking it. That's really good. Perfect for this weather.
If you're still tuned in watching the video, thank you so much. And before you leave, make sure to like, comment, and share with friends and family so they too can enjoy these delicious recipes. Thank you for watching.